In this video, I explore a vanishing America and an America we may not like, but is our current reality. Check it out. This is Jesús, Manuel, Mena, Garza. I hope you're having a really good day. In this video, I explore a vanishing America and our current reality. Let me first talk about our current reality. It's a rather impersonal reality. Every time I talk to a PPO, HMO, a medical provider, and stuff like that, I'm treated essentially as a commodity. You've had that feeling. You call your HMO and they put you on hold, and you go to another line, then you go to another line. You're talking to a answering machine essentially, and eventually you get to talk to somebody if you're lucky. And if you have a complaint or an issue, it probably might even take longer. That's a very impersonal reality we have currently with our service providers. It used to be way back when that service providers were very friendly, and you met them, you talked to them, you actually talked to a human being. But now you have to interface with technology, and then technology again, and eventually you get to a human being, if you're lucky. But in the process of this communication with that provider, they try to say, go to our website, call this number, check this list, press this number. And it's not very human or even humane. Now I want to talk about something fun. I had an experience today, and this is with the fading America, the disappearing America. My wife and I are planning a trip to Mexico, and we're going to drive from Texas to one of the border cities, leave our car, and then take a bus to whatever city we want to go to. I'm thinking about going to either Chihuahua, or maybe even Hermosillo, Sonora. If we go to Hermosillo, Sonora, we'd have to stop in Nogales, Arizona, and leave our car there. We've done that in the past. If we want to go to Chihuahua, I've been seeing a lot of videos on Chihuahua, and I want to go check it out. My wife and I would go there for 5 days and hang out at a hotel, eat at restaurants, listen to some music, or maybe even go out dancing. So it'd be a lot of fun. My wife loves museums. So we'd have to park in Presidio, Texas. So I had a call to Presidio, Texas. First, I was looking for a place to park my vehicle in this town of approximately 3,000, and they didn't have anything listed. So I decided to call the City Hall. I called the City Hall, and this is old school. This is going back in time, okay? It's like going back into the 30s and 40s and 50s, calling Presidio, Texas, which was great fun for me. So I call them up, and they answer the phone. City Hall says, yeah, we don't have any parking spaces, but Carmen has a lot next to her house, and she has it fenced in, and you could probably park your car there, and you just call her. How do I get a hold of her? Oh, she's at the library. And I call the library, and they give me the phone for the library, and I call the library. And this story is going to be very short, by the way. And they say, Carmen's not in today. She went, she's actually in today, but she went for lunch. And of course, it's such a small town, you walk or take a short car drive to your house, and you go have lunch down there. Say, call Carmen at her house. So I call Carmen at her house, and her daughter answers the phone, and she goes, yeah, she's here. And so I end up talking to Carmen for about 20 minutes. And she's talking about her little lot there that she has, and she watches it and talks about Chihuahua, and all the great things that go down there, and about Christmas. It gets very busy down there. You might, crossing the border might take 2 or 3 hours. So it was a very friendly exchange. Typically, when you call somebody from New York, San Francisco, or any sort of big city like Dallas, even Fort Worth, they're too busy to talk with you if they have a business. They got customers to deal with. They got paperwork to deal with. They got a high overhead, and they got to work their little butts off to pay the bills. I understand. It's cheaper to do business in Presidio, Texas, than it is to do in New York. So I understand totally. But in Presidio, Texas, they have the time to talk with me and chit-chat. And we talked about even the possibility of being related. She said, what's your name? I said, Jesús Manuel Mena Garza. Oh, I have some relatives from this, from the who are Garzas. Where are you from? And we talked about that. I'm Sabinas, Coahuila. My great-grandfather was from there and stuff like that. And we talked and talked. So this is the reality in some parts of America that are far away. To get to, Presidio, Texas, you have to drive a couple hours from Marfa, which is pretty far away, and that's a puny town too. So it's isolated. So there's a different America right there on the border. And you probably have other towns like that all over the United States. So this is my short story. Essentially, you have two Americas. One where you're treated just like a commodity, very impersonally. You're not treated essentially like a person. You're treated just, you have to deal with the automation. You have to deal with the phone, playing phone tag and all this craziness. But when I had to deal with a person, if I wanted to get a parking spot, leave my car in Presidio, Texas, take a bus, from the border to Chihuahua, no problem. I got a little lot next to my house. I'll watch it. We have a fenced in. It gets pretty busy around Christmas time. So I love that. I absolutely love that. It reminds me of the 50s and the 40s and the 60s. What I say, this old fart says, this 66-year-old fart says, the good old days. So this has been Jesús Manuel Mena Garza. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This has been my little story of two Americas. Gracias. Adios. Bye-bye.